Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with a brand new show. This is Arknights Prelude to Dawn episode number 1 reaction. Now before I begin I need to give a little bit of background and as you can probably guess I have played Arknights before and I did go not much but kind of into the story for a while. I played the game up until the main quests and stuff. Up until I think there was a girl called Misha, as far as I can remember, and that part. After getting introduced to her, up till that section, I've played the game, and I haven't played after that. I did do one of the event missions, which I really liked. It was like an event mission which had something to do with what was the name of the guy? The guy, I'm forgetting his name. He's a guard in the game, I think, and he can do ranged attack. The white-haired guy. I don't remember his name. He also has a sister who is like a supporter. No, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. There was like an event related to that, and there was like a event where we got to see how the doctor gets involved in their their trouble, their situation of who's going to succeed, who, that type of a thing. I don't remember the name of the event, but I played that event. I really liked it. Unfortunately I wasn't able to go completely because I was new to the game. It got a lot difficult later on, and I also got one of the the ultra rare characters. I think that's what you call them. I'm not sure. I think 6-star characters. Sorry, 6-star characters, which was Ling. Was that her name? The one who brings out dragons. That girl, I got her, and I remember like that also happened, and a few things happened, and I played. But the question is obviously, why did I stop playing it? Because I already play a few gacha games which I cannot give up. I've been like invested in them for too long. So starting another gacha game, I realized it's taking so much time, and because Arknights you need to read the story. So I had to actually give it up because of lack of time. And like I also do YouTube and stuff. I have a few other stuff that I do. So lack of time, that was basically the reason why I had to stop it. But yeah, we have the anime here, and I just wanted to give a little bit of a background before I started, so that you guys know that I'm not like completely blind to this story. However, I am I do know a few things. However, I barely remember much stuff, and a few things I kind of remember. I do remember most of the characters' name. I'll talk about all of that later on in the discussion section. Some stuff that I might need to share with you guys, but for now, this is like a little background on what I know about Arknights. And yeah, I'm very happy that it has an anime, and I think it's going to continue because I think there's also a sequel coming out for this, which I'm kind of glad because like for me who wasn't able to continue playing the game because of lack of time, now that the anime is here, I can at least know the story, what the story is about. So that's one good thing. So anyways, I already thought about reacting to this. However, I didn't have time when this came out, but now I have a little bit of time, and one of the animes that I've been reacting to has ended, so I decided to replace this with that one. Sorry, uh, yeah, this with no, replace that with this one. What is wrong with me? Anyways, so yeah, let's get started. I'll talk more about in the discussion section. I'm kind of interested in seeing how this goes. Whether I do remember a little bits of story, because like I said, I'm going to see whether if it goes in the same path as the game went to. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys more about all of this stuff in the discussion section. Anyways, let's get started. This is episode number 1 of Arknights Prelude to Dawn. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles in the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Also, it's a full timer reaction. Unfortunately, my channel is going through a little bit of trouble because of copyright strikes and stuff. Unless and until that goes away, I'm not going to be including any of the videos. Only the subtitles will be given, no audio, and the timer will be provided. Be sure to sync the original video, that is the anime video, alongside my reactions. Sync it to the timer, and yeah, let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I do remember a lot of the characters' name. That's Amiya, isn't it? The girl who's calling. Damn. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Here's Amia. Oh boy. Yep, it's Amia. Okay, I'm kind of curious. Will the doctor have a voice? Okay, who's that? All look good. Doberman, I remember her. Another, I think, guard character in the game. Huh. All right. Oh, is this the doctor? I was wondering who this. Okay, because I don't remember seeing the doctor's face in the game. He had like a hooded, like like a. Oh yeah, that's the doc. Is that the doctor? And these are the reunion. I'm guess. Oh no, that's not doctor. That's someone else. Okay. Okay. Huh. Oh damn. Who's that other person with them? The other girl. Is he trying to say something? Damn. Okay, I don't remember this girl. Who's this? Oh, she's a medic. That sign. Oh wow, this is a rendezvous point. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's a guard. What the? Oh, that's Doberman, isn't it? Yep, that whip I remember. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Guarding all exits. Interesting. So obviously this is where you take command of the characters in the game, as far as I can remember. Yeah. I don't remember this girl though, the medic girl. I was not expecting his voice to be like this. I was not expecting his voice to be like this. Go to sleep. Hmm. Ripat. Hmm. Hmm. Yo. Okay. Oh. Oh, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's like a trap or something. Yeah. What? Get back. Oh no, it's gonna. Something's gonna happen. Oh boy. Oh no. Uh. Yep. Ah, like I said. Who's? Oh, Ace. I remember him. He's okay. I do remember this guy. He was there. Yeah. At the. All right. There. Hmm. Chernobog. Damn. Oh yeah, he got hit by the arrows. Hmm. 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 Okay. Oh, there he is. Ace. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I do remember this kind of. Protesting the discrimination. Yeah, and I do remember all of them also has oripathy, like Amiya, Doberman, but Rhodes Island took them in. Oh, okay, yeah, the catastrophe. I don't remember what this. I do remember the name. Oh, great. 20. Hmm. All right. What the? Oh, someone. Oh boy. Hmm. Oh boy. What? Oh. Oh yeah. Wait. No. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like skills won't go away even if you have amnesia, you know? Like, one thing I can understand, like, in the game, when you take control, you're controlling the characters. However, here, obviously, he'll be like a leader. He'll be ordering everyone, like, oh, go this, go there, do this. Okay, something like that. Oh, wow. Wait, is this how? Oh, interesting. So that's how he controls. All right, here we go. Interesting. So this is how. So he has like a smartphone, like just like how we play the game. He also has like a map, and he orders. Okay, that's Amia's caster skills. She's a caster, isn't she? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Doberman is waiting there. Okay. Oh, there you go. Yep. And there you go. That worked out. Well, we do have a medic with us. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, like I was saying, skills cannot be taken out by amnesia. What the? Oh, well, uh, yep. There you go. Hmm. Okay. Well, okay. What's this? Oh no, is this? This is. D- what was her name? Her name was W, wasn't it? Or was that someone else? No, that's someone else. That's not W. Okay. Hmm. Okay, there's a few things I've kind of forgotten. The whole thing with oripathy and being infected. There you go. We're infected too, just like the reunion. However, what is oripathy then? It is an infection factor. This one. Ah. Okay, there you go. Infection. Huh. Yeah, and so the reunion and them are kind of the same, but they're both doing like the reunion is like a more. Huh. Okay. Ah. Okay. Hmm. Catastrophe. Hmm. Hmm. Predestination. Okay, that's it. All right. All right. First of all, one thing I need to say is like I was not expecting the doctor's voice to be like this. Now, here's the thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if the doctor's a male or a female. Like I'm not sure about the game. Like I said, I didn't play the game much. However, but the voice, it's a what can I say? It's the voice is very like like feminine. I feel like like the way he was talking. So that's when it struck me. I was like, wait a minute. I just assumed that the doctor was a male, but maybe the doctor is a female. Like who knows? But yeah, like I said, I don't remember any part on the game where they confirm that oh the doctor is a male. Like he's like not even showing his face and everything, so you cannot even see what he looks like, he or she. So that's the thing. So I'm not sure about this, but yeah. So that was one thing. Like the first thing that surprised me here is that doctor's voice. Because I always thought the doctor's voice would be something kind of like Ace's voice, like a very grumpy, a very like a heavy voice, that type of. But his voice is so different than I expected. Anyways, that's the first thing. A few things I got cleared up. Like I said, I played the game, but I don't think the game kind of did explain to us. However, I've forgotten most of the things. The thing about oripathy, I do remember about it. but there's still a few things that I'm not so sure about. First of all, I did remember about what oripathy was, but and also remembered, which I kind of mentioned while reacting, that the Union, they also have the same, like, problem, the oripathy, and they they they're doing it in a more, like a way, what can I say, like a more violent way. They're trying to threaten people, and that's how they're doing things. As we saw, they they're that type of a group. While Rhodes Island, they, like Amia said later on, they help people out who, without any discrimination, they might have oripathy, they might not have oripathy. It doesn't matter, and they help each and every one. And that is why the reunion in one of these scenes said something like, "Oh, you're the same as us. Why are you doing this?" or something like that. Which, you can probably guess. They also, like Amiya, and they also have oripathy, but the reunion, they are doing it in a more violent way, while Rhodes Island, they're doing it in a more like a peaceful way. They're trying to find out the cause, the reason for why this is happening. That is why we have the doctor. So that's one thing. However, there's one thing that I'm kind of forgetting. I don't remember if they explained to us, like, why do a lot of these characters have animalistic features in them? Like, obviously we have normal human beings, as we saw, like, the doctor, I think, is a normal person, a normal human being. You saw that guard who was fighting Ace. I think they're normal humans. However, we also have characters like Amiya, Doberman, who are like, it seems like they're kind of fused with some different characters. For example, I think Amiya is like fused with a donkey or something. I'm not exactly sure, her ear. Doberman, obviously you can probably guess, is a dog. However, like those two, those, the mother and the daughter, they had this round type of ears, which maybe is like a raccoon or something. I'm not sure. So you can see how different characters have different characteristics of animals. So that is one thing that I don't remember if they explained it in the game, or I'm just forgetting it, or they haven't explained it. Why do different characters have that, like have characteristics of different animals? Because I was kind of mixing this up with oripathy. I was like, okay, oripathy is something which makes them, like, like this. However, then I remembered that no, oripathy is completely different when they kind of explained it to us in this episode, which is crystallization. And as they said, like, like it's going to, after you crystallize, it's going to spread out like some powder or something like that, he said. The Amiya said, that thing. So that is oripathy. So then I realized, oh yeah, that's oripathy. But then what about, why are they, like, like, why do they have like animal features within them? What's up with that? And I cannot remember if they explained that in the game or not, or, but that's another thing that I am kind of thinking about now. But anyways, yeah, so these are the few questions that came up. Another interesting thing that happened in this video is like when I saw the doctor actually commanding them. Like I was saying, in the game, when Amir was like, "Oh, you have to command us." Obviously, you get to see, the battlefield, the little thing. It's obviously, everyone knows, Arknights is a tower defense game, kind of like that. So you deploy the different characters, like you change their positions, you like unleash their attacks in appropriate times, this and that, all that stuff you do. So that's how you do the thing. So I was like, in the game you can understand, okay, that's how you command them. How will you command them here? Are you going to like give them orders like, oh, go there, do this, do that? Is that what is going to happen? And I was quite impressed to see that in the anime as well. It's kind of like in the game where he has this little smartphone like thing, the PRTS, I think that's what they called it. And we can see there's a little mini map of that place. And I'm guessing the doctor orders everyone like that, by just like how we play in our smartphone by positioning different characters. He also probably does that, and everyone follows the orders or something like that. It's kind of interesting. I was not expecting it to go like that, like him actually having like a smartphone and that type of thing. So that was also kind of interesting to see, like, Yeah, okay. And what else? And obviously, like I was saying, I do remember a lot of the characters from here. This is the beginning of the game. And I do remember a lot of the characters. For example, in the end, you see that part where there was like one person who we did not see. Like that person was leading the reunion. She had like red hair. I called her W, but as far as I can remember, that's not W. I think W comes later on or something. I don't remember, but W is a character, and I remember her from the game. And she was a sniper, as far as I can remember. And she was she a 6 star or was she a 5 star? I don't remember that. I think she was a 6 star, wasn't she? Yeah, I think she was a 6 star. All right, you know what? I can just check it here. Let me check. W Arknights. Um. All right, here we go. W. So, is she a 5 or a 6 star? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 star. There you go. She's a 6 star. Yeah. So I remember W being involved in the first part of the story. I think so, as far as I can remember. But I don't think this is W. This is probably someone else, which I've forgotten. I do remember seeing her. She was in the first part of the game. And I also do remember a few other characters coming up later on. I do remember one kid coming. I think his name was something like Mephisto Felis or something. He kind of annoyed me a lot. He had this weird type of a personality which was kind of annoying. I remember him. He was also like he came in the first part of the game. I'm sure he'll come in the anime as well. So yeah, and these characters I do remember them. So there you go. I do remember a lot of other characters. For example, I remember Texas. I remember Exusai. I think that's her name. Who else? There's so many characters that I remember. Hoshiguma. I think there was Hoshiguma as well, who comes later on. Um, who else? Mm, a lot of other characters. Some other characters who I don't think is going to come in the game. For example, I think Blaze. Blaze was there. I don't think the Blaze was there in the first part. I don't remember. And all the other characters, like I said, there was Ling. I remember who I got later on as a 6 star character. I like and she was very strong. And there was like a guy alongside in Ling's banner. There was another guy. His name was Lee, Mr. Lee, or something like that. I remember him as well. And I also got him. He was a 5 star. And a lot of other characters. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of their names, but yeah, I'll probably remember as I see them. As I see them in the story, I'll probably remember them little by little. Oh, I also remember there being another character. What was her name? There's a shield girl. Who She was my first 5 star character. I remember a shield girl who something. Her name started with L or something like that. I don't remember. Uh, but yeah, she was the first character I got in the opening, the first role that they give you. The first 5 star character. I think I got her. She was a shield girl. Lin set. Wait a minute. There was something with L. I do remember that. Uh, Anyways, I cannot remember her name. Whatever, it was something. But yeah, so these things, and these things I'll probably remember little by little. And yeah, anyways, so that was the first episode. I think it's following the game, isn't it? Like I was saying, I don't remember much because it's been a long while I've played this game, but I think this is exactly how it went in the game. And so I'm kind of curious, are they like going to adapt the whole game or something? That'll be kind of very nice, because like I said, I don't have much time to play the game, and that is why I stopped it. But as for for an anime, if it actually gets like an adaptation, a proper full adaptation, I'll be very happy because I'll be able to know the story at least. And I think a second season is already in the works and it's going to come out very soon. So that's kind of nice, I think. So yeah, like whatever it will be, I'm looking forward. And Yeah, it'll be nice to get like an actual full adaptation, because I'll at least be able to get to know the story. And yeah, anyways, so okay, in the beginning we get to meet the doctor, and this is just how I remember. The doctor first wakes up, he has amnesia, he doesn't remember anything, and Amir at first doesn't realize that he has amnesia. And she was like, oh doctor, you're awake, thank god you're awake. And the doctor is not able to speak properly, and Amia, like, brings, we see a lot of other people with Amia, and Amia is trying to take the doctor to the rendezvous point where Doberman is supposed to be. And Doberman, as far as, like I said, as far as I remember, in the game she was a guard. Like, a guard is someone, I do remember what a guard is. A guard is someone who is able to block one enemy, and not more than one enemy, I think they can block. Yeah, or something like that, or no, wait, or two enemy, I don't remember, something like that, that they're able to block two enemy, I think. And Doberman, I think Doberman was a character who had ranged attack in a, like, straight line, even though she was a guard, something like that. And she was a 4-star character. And yeah, that's why she was quite easy to get. I also had Doberman with me, and I used to use her a lot in the beginning part of the game, but later on I got some other characters who I used to use. But yeah, that was Doberman. And so yeah, Amiya's like, oh, we need to, and oh, Amiya is a 5-star as far as I can remember. She's a caster. There's a lot of, like, as far as I can remember, a lot of classes in the game: caster, guard, defender, medic, I think like a summoner or supporter, whatever you call them, uh, and a lot of others. I don't remember much about. Oh, like, oh, sniper. Yeah, did I mention sniper? No, sniper, and a lot of other specialists. Yeah, there's a specialist group as well, and so many, like, like, classes there were. And like, there was like a lot of classes, which kind of is impressive because each character has like their own way of fighting, and you can make so many different strategies with them. And the game was pretty difficult as far as I can remember. It was pretty difficult. I remember, like, like not being able to defeat a single, like, like a stage. And I used to go to YouTube, and I used to follow one person. I remember he used to make really good guide videos on Arknights. And whenever I used to struggle, I used to go to them, and he had guide videos on how to win using lower rarity characters, that type of thing. And I used to follow them and continue using, like, use all those strategies, and I was able to do it properly. It was very difficult, like, I remember the game being quite difficult. And yeah, and like I said, it has so many strategies because it has so many different classes and so many different ways they fought. Like, for example, maybe there was a class who, like, who used to freeze, or like kind of like slow down the one character. However, there was also another class who used to deal explosive damage, but like, it's like in one line. I remember that girl, who was a caster, and Ifrit, I think that was her name. She used to like fire along one line, and it was like very strong. All these different ways, different characters had different ways they used to fight, which is why this game is so has so many strategies and so many different ways you can do a lot of things. Anyways, yeah, I went on a tangent, but yeah, so Doberman, Amiya is going to go to the rendezvous point to find Doberman, and the doctor is still not able to walk properly, so Amiya's like, kind of taking his shoulder and taking him. And yeah, in the rendezvous point, we come across a lot of Union soldiers. They're like waiting over there, and Doberman is not there. And here we get like, like, we get spotted. Like, a lot of Union members come in, and they were almost going to get us, but Doberman comes in and helps us out at that moment. And for that moment we were safe. And later on, Doberman is like, all right, like, I'm sure, like, commander is awake, so you're very good at commanding, and I'm sure you can, like, you can help us out. And everyone was like, looking at the doctor, and the doctor is like, I don't remember anything. Who am I? Who are you guys? And that's when Amiya and everyone realized that he actually doesn't remember anything. He has amnesia. Obviously, they're freaking out because they're like, oh no, now what? now that he has amnesia, he cannot lead us. But here's the thing, like I was saying, like, that having amnesia and having the skills to do something are different. Like, I don't think amnesia is going to rob you of your skills. You're going to have the same skills as you had. You'll probably not remember what to do, so you need someone to actually help you out, kind of lead the way, and then you can do it on your own, that type of thing. So Amia, in the end, Amia was like, no, I'm sure the doctor can do something. The doctor will help us out. And Doberman was like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how you have this much confidence. And we don't even have any evidence whether her memories come back or not, all these things. And Amia's like, no, I believe. So doctor takes the mobile smartphone thing, the what was it called? The PRTS or something. And little by little we are going and taking out the different, like, enemies, and finally we come to like an open place where we are supposed to go outside. And now here's one thing that happens, which I'm not sure how the doctor did, but when Doberman and that guard was going, the doctor is like, oh, they should go back, it's a trap. Now I'm not sure how he did that. I guess it was probably his intuition, wasn't it? Because I myself said that, oh, this looks like a trap. So I'm pretty sure that was his intuition, and that's what Anya meant by his commanding abilities. Like, he has very good intuition and he can command pretty well, that type of thing. Anyways, like, since the doctor stopped them, thankfully the guard and Doberman were able to go, like, have minimum injuries. The guard got a few, like, arrows in him, but if they went even further, they probably would have been killed then and there. But the doctor, by stopping them, helped them out. Doberman didn't get injured at all, while that guy got minimum injuries. And the reunion comes in, and they're like, oh no, what should we do? Even from the back, the other reunion are coming, so what should we do now? So we get the communication. Ace is here, and I also do remember Ace. He was that guy in the first part of the game. Unfortunately, I remember in the later part, like, he something happens to him. I think I remember that, and he's not able to follow us. And I don't remember if they established if he is alive or not, but I do remember something happening to him at the end of the first part of the game. Anyways, so Ace comes in, and Ace is like, with the flashbang, like, the Amia covers the doctor, and there you go. So we're in Chernobog, and I do remember Chernobog, and like, I had seen that multiple times in the game as well. And yeah, so we are then currently taking a little shelter, and like, the ones who have gotten hurt, they are being patched up by the medic. And yeah, so Amiya gives the doctor the PRTS. Doberman is commanding everyone what to do, and Ace comes in, and Ace is like, oh, how are you, doctor? Like, it's good to see you. I do remember hearing from Doberman that you have amnesia. Don't worry, like, everything will be all right. And yeah, so later on we get to see the resistant members are coming outside. Okay, just a minute. Now here's one thing I need to see here. The catastrophe. Now, I don't exactly remember what the catastrophe is, but I do remember it's something bad. Like, yeah, obviously you can probably guess that from the name in itself, but I do remember it's something bad. I don't remember what exactly it is, but that's all I remember. All right, they're talking about how the catastrophe is coming, and Doberman says, I wouldn't be surprised if they plan to take advantage in the commotion, which is the reunion members. They'll get their revenge even if it costs them their lives. Okay, so now you can see that the reunion, they don't like Ursus people, and okay, because they are being discriminated against. Obviously they are not happy about that, and that's why they are, like, these reunion guys, they're like terrorists, kind of like that. Okay, where is that? They kind of talked about the Ursus situation. Where was that part? Um, okay, I can't find that part, but I do remember them talking about Ursus. Where is that part? Because I'm forgetting about the whole Ursus situation as well. I think they're more like I think they're the government, aren't they? Or I'm not sure. And they're the one who are discriminating against the reunion member. Not only the reunion, but everyone who has oripathy. And they are like, kind of discriminating against them. And that is why a few people who has oripathy, they kind of branched off and they became the reunion members who want to get back at them. And even though Rhodes Island also has people who have oripathy, we're not like the Union members because we're not like trying to kill anyone because of that, or like that type of thing. However, the Union members, they, since they're being discriminated against, they're mad and they're trying to they're doing like these type of terror, like like activities and all that. I think that's the main thing. Anyways, so we are supposed to kind of avoid these guys because we don't have much power now, and we see all of them getting outside trying to kind of avoid them. However, Amiya comes across two people uh, who a mother and a daughter with like little raccoon ears. Yeah, and they're going towards a reunion. So obviously the reunion is going to any person they get, they're going to try to kill them. So Amiya's like, oh, we should go and save them. Um, however, Doberman is like, oh no, we don't have enough time. This and that, like they kind of argue about it a little bit. Doberman says, you're the leader, you should prioritize every the whole situation, and not work on your do stuff based on your emotions. This and that she's saying. However, the doctor is like, it'll be fine. I'm going to take command, and let's go save them. And the doctor starts commanding the drones, and here we go. Like I said, I was very curious as to see how the doctor is going to lead them here, because this is not a game, but what we see here is that okay, though the mother and the daughter, they were being threatened by the reunion members, and then okay, a little explosion happens, a few reunion members goes down. Okay, so the doctor says phase 1. In comes a few people, gets them. Phase 2. Okay, phase 2 was Amiya casting her caster abilities. So we see Amiya on top of the building, like the reunion members. They immediately take the mother and the daughter hostage. Okay, so her arts are black. She's no normal class caster. Okay. Alright. Now they went to go and capture them. The doctor says phase 3. Doberman is waiting and gets them. So this is kind of interesting because, like I said, it kind of seems like the game, where in the game you can deploy the characters anytime. So like the part where Doberman suddenly comes out and attacks them, it seems as if in the game it's probably a section where the enemies are going towards the main goal. However, you suddenly pop in the character and they start attacking the enemies. That type of thing it seemed like. And it's kind of interesting the way they the doctor is actually commanding them, and which seems a lot like how you do in the game. And the final phase where Ace comes in behind them and grabs those guys, and yeah, there you go. The mother and the daughter, they are saved. All right, mission accomplished. So after that, we see Amiya talking to the little girl, and the girl, like the mother wakes up, and the mother is like grabs the daughter, and she's like, oh, don't come near us. And Amiya's like, oh no, we can take you somewhere safe, but she's like, no, you guys are also infected. Now here's what's going on. It's a very, what can I say, very unfortunate situation, because first of all, there's a lot of things going on here. First of all, I think Ursus is like the organization which discriminates against people who have oropathy. So I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been so long I've played the game, I don't remember much, and a little bit, the anime that I saw here, this episode, I'm basing on everything based on that. So I think Ursus discriminates against the the people with oropathy and treats them bad, and the ones who have oropathy, obviously, them being treated bad, a few of them started showing violent tendencies, that they became mad, they decided to go and take their revenge on them, and they became their union members. And those union members who have oropathy now, who are infected as they call them, they are mad at the Ursus government, and not only that, they also are mad at everyone else. All the other people who don't have oropathy, they are mad at every one of them, and that's why they do all these type of activities, this type of terrorist activities. And the normal people who are not at any fault, they're also being affected by the union members, who are people like this lady, the daughter, they're also being affected. Now, after getting affected by the union members, they have this animosity towards the union members who are all infected. So they, like the normal people, are getting like animosity against people who who are infected. And that is why here we see this mother saying like, oh, you're infected, you're like them. It's not it's just because they are being terrorized by the union members who have oropathy. Any person who has oropathy, they are not looking at them the same way. Now, obviously, the Rhodes Island, they have people who are not like the union members, but they are also infected, a few of them, and that is why the mother was like, "Oh, you're infected, so I'm not going to listen to you." I think this is what's going on here. So basically, the Rhodes Island is also getting the people who have oropathy. They're also getting what's that word? They're also getting feared, even though they are not doing anything bad, because they have they're infected, and because the union members are also infected, they are kind of afraid of anyone who is infected and who has oropathy. And I think that's what's going on. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what happened here. She's like, yeah, you guys are infected, I'm not going to trust you. We can do it on our own. However, the little daughter, obviously, she saw them save her, and she gave a little goodbye. And yeah, and here we go. Here Amia kind of explains everything. Amia thanks the doctor and says that you helped us out. And yeah, and then we get to see this one girl who's part of the union, I think. Yeah, like I said, I do remember her, but I don't remember her name. At first I thought it was W, but I don't think that was W. That's someone else, I think. Anyways, next episode will tell us, I'm sure. Either way, she's keeping an eye on them. And yeah, now here in the final part of this episode, Amia talks about what oropathy is. And this part I'm going to read. It's an infectious fatal disease, this oropathy. Our body slowly crystallizes. And Amia shows her hand, it's like a little crystallization, before eventually fracturing and spraying infectious dust into the air. Interesting. So basically what's happening here is she said that this is not transmittable by touch. However, once the person gets crystallized completely and they fracture, then the spray, the powder that's going to come out, that is infectious. So obviously now they're not infectious, they can touch anyone, they can do nobody will get infected. However, as soon as their bones fracture, they fracture, infectious dust is going to come out. I think that's what's going on. All right. There's still no cure for it. Doberman, most of the Rhodes Island personnel are infected. Okay. There's no recorded case of, there you go, infection via bodily contact, but uninfected are afraid to come near us. There you go. Discrimination and prejudice against the infected exists in every country, but we are especially shunned here in Ursus. There you go. using bias reporting the US's government. Okay, there you go. Has instilled a psychological fear of oropathy. All right, there you go. I got my answer. And most people think that infected should be exterminated. And not only that, since the reunion members are terrorizing everyone, it's not helping the cause. People are even more afraid of infected. Reunion launched its insurrection to exact revenge on those who has ostracized them. There you go. Which is not helping the cause at all. Like, and it's even making the situation even worse. Unless someone puts a stop to it, this cycle of hatred will probably continue. Rhode Island tries to help everyone affected by this disease, infected or not. Yeah. And also to solve all the problems caused by oropathy. We try to protect as many as we can from the fighting, but that alone is not enough. We need to find a cure of oropathy and end the conflict at its source. And on that score, you're our shining hope, Doctor. Before you lost your memories, you were the leading expert on oropathy and you have dedicated yourself to finding a cure. If your research leads to the true cure for oropathy, it will free everyone from fear. So there you go. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And yeah, that's what's happening here. And in the end, Amia thanks the doctor and she says like you're my you're my most important friend. And yeah, they move forward. And that is where it ended. So there you go. That was the beginning of Arknights Prelude to Dawn. And yeah, I talked about the whole thing. I talked about my experience when I played the game and all that. And yeah, as you can probably guess, I do know a little bit more than people who haven't played the game at all. However, since I've not played the game that much and I stopped playing it, I'm not as knowledgeable as the people who are still playing the game. So I'm kind of in the middle. I'm in the middle. I do know a little bit about it. However, a lot of things I'm not sure about and I don't know about. So yeah, there you go. And that's why I think I was able to get everything a lot easier and understand everything a lot easier because I played the game before. And for people I feel like who are completely new to this anime, have not played the game at all, they probably have a little bit of difficulty understanding it, because I do remember Arknights at the beginning I wasn't able to understand what's going on, but little by little I was starting to understand. But then, like I said, I stopped playing the game because I hadn't much time. So yeah, and I feel like like the Arknights, since the game has been going on for how many, like 2 or 3 years, I think more than that, since it's going on for a long time. Since I started the game so late, there's so many events happening which I was trying to understand. I wasn't able to understand anything because there's so many characters I have no clue about. But at the same time, I wanted to do the events because it had so many new characters, so many event materials and stuff, and so this is what happens. Like for a long ongoing gacha game or something. There's so many things that happens. If you start the game late, you're just confused. You're like, what's going on? So yeah, and I'm pretty sure that is also the reason why, like, the games that I already play, like Fate Grand Order, Honkai Impact, these are the games that I play, and I'm still playing that. I've been playing that from the beginning, and that is why I'm too attached to them to give that up to start something new. And that is why I started Arknights, but then I realized that I don't have much time. I have to give up either of it. But I decided Arknights, I need to give it up because I don't have much time. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're able to start a game and stick with it from the beginning, it's so much of a better experience. Unlike if you started late, I feel like, where you're just confused and you have to catch everything up, try to understand everything so much more. So that is why I feel like this anime might be like a very good thing for people who want to start the game, and it's going to tell us the story properly and kind of clear everything up a lot easier. And yeah, this first episode, there was a few confusion I had, and this first episode kind of cleared them up for me. Anyways, that was it. Thank you for watching, guys. This was my reaction to the first episode of Arknights Prelude to Dawn. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Arknights Prelude to Dawn. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.